I say all this to say, obviously this isn't going to work out. But I just need you to understand, like, do not play with nobody's kids. Don't play with people's kids.
Welcome back to AFAC's #1 stop to entertainment and trending news. A digital content creator on TikTok by the name Brianna Starr shared how her son's Christmas was ruined by a man that she has been living with for the past 4 years. This is her boyfriend. They already had an agreement when it comes to gifting his son and her son, only for him to backtrack when it came to her son. And netizens are actually feeling sad for her, and they're saying if they were her, they would have packed up and left. I want us to listen to Brianna Starr on exactly what happened. I don't see any justification when it comes to someone hurting a child. And what a better way to hurt a mother than through her child? Let's listen to what Brianna Starr had to say.
I'm going to share a story about my Christmas this year, this morning, how it went. I am in a relationship. We live together. We've lived together for the last 4 years. We decided to give my son his older son's old gaming computer because his older son's getting a new one. And my son wanted one for Christmas. And I really didn't want him to have it. I had reservations about him getting a computer. I think he's a little too old, too young. He's only 9. But he convinced me to let him have it. He thought that it would be a good financial decision and also a way for him to have what he wants with us, not having to invest too much money. So he goes to his son's house, Christmas Eve, yesterday. He sets up the new computer, and it is a nice computer. It's even nicer than the one that he wanted, top of the line, okay? He gets the old computer. He brings it back. We have a dinner to go to. So we go to dinner. At dinner, we're discussing, I bring up, like, okay, so what's the plan? Because we had discussed it prior about a week ago, and the plan was we were going to put it together, make sure his stuff was ready the night before while he was sleeping so he could wake up and play with his stuff. However, when I bring it up now, he's saying that, we could just do it in the morning and blah, 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 blah. He doesn't feel like doing it now. His family's in town. He wants to have some drinks with them, whatever. Okay. That was just not sitting well with me at all. That was not the plan. This is my son. I wanted him to wake up and enjoy his stuff just like his son gets to wake up and enjoy his stuff. Actually, his son has been enjoying his stuff since yesterday, the day before Christmas. Okay. So I get upset and I'm like, why does my son have to wait on enjoying his Christmas stuff because you want to be lazy all of a sudden? So since he didn't like what I said about being lazy, he says, well, why don't I just not give him the computer then? So we are at a dinner. We are at a girlfriend's house eating dinner when this happened. So I have to pull together. And in my mind, I'm trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to handle this? So I'm like, I'm going to get back to the house and I'm just going to put the computer disc together and just so he can have something to, because he had nothing else. This was his big gift. Like the other stuff was to supplement the computer. Okay. So I get home, I start putting stuff together. I'm a wreck. I'm an emotional freaking wreck. Okay. I start, I pull out the computer stand desk and I start, trying to put it together. And he says, as he sees me doing it, he's like, I don't know what you need a computer desk for when you ain't got no computer. I put the computer stand together. I put the chair together. And, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have to tell him some story about how it didn't come. And I'm just going to have to go, tell him we're just going to have to go first thing in the morning, when the stores open back up to get you a computer, I'm sorry, come up with some lie. And I was hoping that, I was really hoping that I would wake up in the morning and he would still have that computer on that computer desk, like realize that what he said, what he was doing was wrong, even though my pride didn't even want it, but I did not want mine. I wanted more for my son to not wake up to nothing for Christmas. So I was up all night. I was tired. So I was the last one up. So he comes in the room and he's like, are you going to get up? Your son's up. I go look in the room. There is nothing on the computer stand. Nothing on the computer stand. I say all this to say, obviously this isn't going to work out. But I just need you to understand, like, do not play with nobody's kids. Don't play with people's kids.
So people were like, if you have been waiting for a sign, this is it. This is a red flag. Do not ignore it. You need to run. As you can see, someone says here, baby, go get your baby a computer and dump him. Someone else says, ladies, if a man doesn't love your children, run. Someone else says, run like hell. If he can hurt a kid, I promise anything goes with him. After he told her, I don't know why you're putting together a desk with no computer, he still was there to wake her up on Christmas. This clearly ain't the first time he disappointed her. Another comment here reads, so hear me out, fellas. There are a lot of women who want to live in their femininity and be submissive and allow a man to be the provider, the protector, the head of the household. However, this situation right here is part of the reason a lot of women operate in fear when it comes to relinquishing their control in a relationship. This is a form of punishment for her speaking up for her son and the promise that they both made for her son to also have a big gift on Christmas Day. Now, these two have been together for 4 years, so I'm sure she's witnessed him punish her in this manner. But it didn't tip her over the edge until it involved her child. Bottom line, when you see the red flags early, don't stick around because that person has already shown you who they are and who they will continue to be. Someone else says, leave that man, take your child and run. That's all the signs you need right there to go. You have a man around your son daily that doesn't love him as his own and clearly couldn't give a F about his emotional being on such a big day to him and you. Leave now. Someone says blood comes first. He can go get a new place with his new computer and his blood son. I'ma take my son and me to Best Buy and he gonna get the newest computer. Going through one last one, the fact that you intentionally had the child and broke your promise all while ruining that baby's Christmas just to spite the mother shows you are a narcissistic, emotionally abusive, and quite possibly physically abusive. She dodged a bullet, unfortunately not before her child was hurt. This is why I wouldn't suggest living with a partner you're not married to, especially if you have children, because things can always change in the blink of an eye. And 4 years without marriage when both of you have children, one of which is young, is like, what were you all doing? And many people were of the opinion that she needs to just pack up and run. And not a way to hurt a mother, but through the child. There must be a couple of things that have happened during the 4 years that they were together, and perhaps she has been ignoring them, but this one was it for her. Assuming that he decides to apologize, should she take him back, or she shouldn't ignore the signs that are right in front of her? You can leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, but that's what's happening on these internet streets. You are up to date. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe and please hit that notification bell so you will be the first to be notified once you have any new updates. I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Are you gonna get up? Your son's up. I go look in the room. There is nothing on the computer stand. Nothing on the computer stand. I say all this to say, obviously this isn't gonna work out. But I just need you to understand, do not play with nobody's kids. Don't play with people's kids.